All right, so with that in mind, are we ready? Yeah. He's a very funny man, and he's got jokes as well as physical defense. And he's on his way to the stage now, and his name's Socrates, and you're going to give him all the love you've got. Thanks, man. Keep going there for Richard.
Yeah, thanks you all so much. Yeah, my name is Socrates. I'm an American. Appreciate that. Yeah, thanks. People on the stage, give it up for them. Yeah, I turned 57, or 75 as the Dutch said. It's true. And yeah, I do have a beard. Because I'm lazy. Anyway, so yeah, I've been living here since 2009, which is getting longer and longer every year. I've been trying to learn my Dutch. It's a difficult language to learn. But a year ago, I was taught a word I'll never forget, unfortunately. And that word was aangereden, which means to get crashed into. As in, ik ben aangereden door een scooterklotser. Because I got ran into by an asshole on a scooter. Yeah, there was this car on the bike path, and the scooter stared at the car, and then he came around a blind corner, and I tried to explain to them what was going on, but I didn't have time, so I just said, ah! And I smashed into the scooter, and I flew like a bird. And I landed like an octopus on my arm over here, and so I had to have the whole ambulance thing come, and here's a tip for you, because I asked for an ambulance, and they said, was it going to pass out? And I said, no. They said, take a taxi. I said, I think I'm going to pass out. They sent me an ambulance. And the ambulance got there, and he offered me fentanyl. Now, I'm an American. Don't tease me. Give me heroin. And by the way, it's a difficult taxi that actually has fentanyl. Taxi can take you to get fentanyl, but have it with it? You got to know your taxi for that, or psychiatrist. And so they took me to the hospital, the house of paracetamol, and the nurse took one look at my x-ray and said, would you like some morphine? Which is a bad sign. When people look at the x-ray, they go, ugh. You don't want a doctor, it's a surgeon, ugh. It's not good. But they treated me with conservative treatment. You know what that is? Nothing. They did jack and shit. They gave me the blue strap. You all know the blue strap. It's blue, it's a strap. It's got Velcro. If you hurt your arm, they give you the blue strap. And they tell you, it comes good. This is not helpful. All doctors do this. Therapists too. I think it's like the first lesson in Dutch medical school. Tell them it comes good. It's optimistic, buys time, it's cheap. The only time it comes good I think is useful as advice or feedback is when you're searching a Yelp review for a sperm donor. I haven't yet, but you got to keep your options open. So they told me to keep my arm, flexible, so I'm home trying to keep my shoulder from locking up because we wouldn't want that. So I'm in my backyard waving to my neighbors, doing my exercise. I get a really bad vibe from people, They all thought I was a Nazi. I tell them what's happening to me. They think I'm practicing to be a Nazi. It's not any better. So I said to my doctor, I said, Doc, it's not coming good. I can't get my arm up. I have arm erectile dysfunction. And the first step to coming good is getting it up. And I said, I'm not joining any movement with this. He said, hey, Las and Pindakas. Again, useless Dutch sayings. You guys love a good rhyme. It means, oh well, peanut butter. Yeah. At least I get it, you know what I mean? You know when to use that. The one I don't get that rhymes is noken into koken. An actual Dutch saying. I learned that within 3 months of moving to this country. It means fucking in the kitchen. It does. I didn't come up with it, they did. And it does rhyme, I give you credit for that, you know what I mean? But the thing about it, I don't know how to use that in context. It's never come up in my life, you know. I understand Helas and Pindakaas. I've done Helas Pindakaas. Noken and a koken. All right, that's subtly different, you know, that's not an expression if you do it. But I think if you combine Helas Pindakaas and Noken and a koken, you end up with satay sauce. At least I think that's what you get it from. I found it confusing when I came across that too. Of course, another good Dutch word, because I love this noken thing, is mierennoken, which means nitpicking, but it literally translates into ant fucking. Anyway, they have their own culture. So I went back to the doctor and I said, you know, this isn't really, you know, what I was hoping for. You know, I thought maybe we could do a medical process. And they said, okay, we went the whole other extreme direction. Took them 8 months, but they finally did surgery. They ripped holes in me all up in here. I got a bone from a dead Dutch person in me. I don't know who he was. I didn't kill him. He'd have been really weak for that to happen. And they chopped a piece of bone out of my knee into bone marrow, and now I can't walk. And the Dutch have a word for this too. It's I've experienced that one as well. You know, that's why I started talking to some psychiatrists, not this particular table, but my psychiatrist told me that I was a nihilist, which I appreciated on the level of, I kind of felt like I achieved something. Nihilists don't believe in anything. Yeah. Because I used to believe at least the Dutch had a good system. And then, you know, this thing happened. And so basically, the other day I went back, because now they're going to have to redo it, you see, because it didn't work right. And they used the N-word on me. They said it was necrotic. And necrotic is way worse than racism, if you ask me. I had a bone density test, and I'm this far from having osteoporosis. Yeah, I told my dad, he said, you mean like a woman? I said, no, like an old woman. Yeah, so you know the difference between the Germans and the Dutch? They're similar, but the Dutch are absolutely not German. Most of it, right? It's like Dutch efficiency. They did nothing because it was financially efficient. In German efficiency, they would have fixed me and sent me back to work. So now, because of this situation, I got to do another Dutch word, which is jammer. Because the fact it didn't work, it means it's unfortunate, you know, just sort of like golly, if you ask me. But the fact that it's jammer. Are you searching? Oh my God, it's my doctor. So the fact that this whole thing didn't work, and they're going to tear it all out, the guy died for no reason, they messed my knee up for no reason. I'm actually going to go to Germany to have it looked at, and in the end I understand another great Dutch word, which is Godverdomme. Anyway, be safe out there, watch for your scooters, etc. I'm going to slowly walk off the stage. My name is Socrates, give it back up for Richard. Be safe, thanks so much. Give it up for Socrates as he slowly leaves the stage.